1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh.
Right, I'll do it this time. So welcome to the segment 2 of the Football Referee with myself, Emmy Hikins, and he calls me bruv.
And me, Trevor Gear, and he calls me bruv.
Yeah, he calls me cuz.
And we call Tony the Enforcer.
Hello everyone, welcome back to section 2.
Yeah. Right, okay, so let's start with the rules again, because there's something that we missed at the last one from the last rule. So this is rules that FIFA had made for the for this World Cup. Maybe it's a carry on, but I think we've talked about some of it. But it says players have 10 seconds to leave the pitch when subbed. If not, their team will play with 10 men for a full minute. I think we talked about that one. And then this one says referees can start a 5-second countdown for throw-ins and goal kicks. If exceeded, possession is overturned. So I think we talked about that one as well. I thought it was 8 seconds. Is it 5 seconds?
5 seconds, yeah.
5 seconds, yeah. Now, this is the one that we've not talked about. It says players who cover their mouths when confronting an opponent will receive a red card. That's new, isn't it? Yeah. Now, we're no stranger to how that must have started, are we? Vinicius Jr. against that, is it AC Milan? One of the players anyway. I can't remember the game now. But it was a UCL match, wasn't it? And this guy covered his mouth and he muffled something under his, shirt. And I think he was sent off. Was sent off, yeah. Right. So what do we make of that in the World Cup?
Yeah, I feel like it's good in a sense that, so if there are some abuse coming from each other's sides, at least we can, because there are very good lip readers in this world, they can actually, they'll be able to see what he said and like, yeah, he said this, either send him off or not. But in sometimes when you don't want the fans to hear between, some players talking, it's good sometimes in a sense, to cover the mouth, so we don't, because at the end of the day there are some privacy things that some players are going through that obviously we don't know, so they don't want everybody else to know as well. So in those type of cases, I would say it's fine, but when it comes to game time, especially when it's game time, if there's abuse being thrown around, especially not just from the player's side, it's also from the fan side, because sometimes the fans can influence the players as well in some cases. I'm not going to say which fans they are, from which country, but there's always you can always tell which fans they are. So especially in those games, it's good to be able to see what they're saying, because we might not understand them sometimes, especially if they're speaking a different language, but it's also good to at least be able to see what they're saying, because like I said, between Vinicius and that player, we don't exactly know exactly what he said. He said, oh no, I didn't say this. Vinny says he said this. So it's going back, he said, she said type of situation, when we really want to get down to brass tacks. Okay, what did you say? We can see what you said, and at the end of the day, this is the punishment. Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show. This is the punishment you get for what you said. So at least that way we know. So if his punishment is correct, we can say, okay, yeah, you did a good job. If it's not correct, we can say, okay, you know what, we saw the footage, we can rectify this problem that we made, you know? So that way, in this sense, it's good, because that way it'll get the game flowing a bit better, and it'll just clear up some mistakes, you know? Because at the end of the day, these are what a lot of these like rules have come in for. Like when the ball goes out, VAR could say, okay, you know what, it came off a so-and-so player, give it back to it should be a corner or goal kick. So this is the whole point of why VAR was brought in for, to fix up mistakes. So this is another incident where we made a mistake or we didn't make a mistake. At the end of the day, we don't really know what happened. So this will make sure this is black and white. We can see what this is, and we will rectify this or we will sort this out, you know, to make everybody's life easier.
Yes. And just before I come to you, bro, I was just thinking, now when you was talking, Tony, you went, if they did like that, which is normal, right? You know, covered, just for audio description there, you covered your hands, you covered your mouth with your hands. Now, the players, I think what they're targeting, I might be wrong, might be players covering their mouth with their shirt. Now, how do you differentiate that? Because sometimes you want to, say for instance, you want to take a free kick and, you know, you don't want the opponents to know, you know, which way you want to take it or what style, or, you know, whether you're going to jump over the ball, and you go like that to your teammate. That could be classed as covering your mouth as well. Bruv, please.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very good rule, and it's an interesting question you've just raised. But I guess if as they often happens at free kicks, you get the two attackers, one of whom's going to take the kick. They do that, as we know, when they walk off the pitch. They're doing that. They don't want to be lip read, so to speak. I think it's a very good rule, because if you actually ask yourself in the course of a game, in game time, as Tony used that expression, when would one player ever want to say something to an opponent during the match and put a hand over his mouth? I mean, they're not mates. If they are, they're not going to be necessarily doing that. So, in other words, if they do that, you could perhaps have a pretty good bet they're saying something offensive, something they shouldn't be saying. So, as long as they all know the rule, you don't say something to somebody and put your hand over your mouth. I mean, as Tony said, there's lots of different languages out there on the football pitch. If you were that aggrieved with someone who keeps fouling you, you could quite.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the